this is CVR English and it's time to roll the primetime news hour with me, Anukriti Sharma. Ghulam Nabi Azad has expressed that there is significant enthusiasm among the Jammu and Kashmir voters as elections are finally taking place after a long hiatus. He emphasized the unemployment and Article 35A, which are the pressing issues as of now, and recalled that Prime Minister Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah had promised to restore statehood for Jammu and Kashmir in the parliament. Now absent from the banners and campaigning, while Nayab Singh Saini has never faced the assembly. Take a look.
दौरे को लेकर बता दीजिए, झारखंड जा रहे हैं, आने वाले दिनों में चुनाव भी है वहाँ पे।
झारखंड का चुनाव कभी भी डिक्लेयर हो सकता है प्रथम सप्ताह में, और कांग्रेस पार्टी उसकी तैयारी के संदर्भ में कल प्रखंड स्तर के पदाधिकारियों का सम्मेलन है 11 बजे, उसमें मैं शामिल होने जा रहा हूँ।
सर, आज जम्मू कश्मीर के चुनाव का जो रैली उसका खत्म हो चुका है, तब 1 तारीख को आखिरी मतदान है, किस तरह देख रहे हैं जम्मू कश्मीर?
जम्मू कश्मीर में अब ये है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पास कोई मुद्दा नहीं, एलजी के भरोसे सरकार चला रही, भारी करप्शन है वहाँ, विकास के कार्य ठप हैं, और प्रधानमंत्री जी वहाँ जाके आतंकवाद की बात नहीं करते, वहाँ जाके वो नक्सलवाद के बारे में बात करते हैं। इसी समझ आ जाता है कि वो कहीं की बात कहीं कह रहे हैं।
सर, अमित शाह कह रहे हैं कि 5 तारीख को हरियाणा में मतदान है और 3 तारीख से नवरात्र शुरू हो रहे हैं। शक्ति को लेकर पहले उन्हें जवाब देना चाहिए, उन्होंने अपमान किया था शक्ति का, राहुल गांधी को लेकर अमित शाह कह रहे हैं।
देखिए, उसके बारे में प्रधानमंत्री खूब चीखे चिल्लाए थे। शक्ति के बारे में, शक्ति सभी में होती है, शक्ति नकारात्मक भी है और सकारात्मक भी है। ये लोग नकारात्मक शक्ति वाले हैं, हम लोग सकारात्मक वाले हैं।
सर, एक और अमित शाह ये भी कह रहे हैं कि अगर कांग्रेस आती है हरियाणा में तो एक जिले का और एक जाति का विकास करेगी।
देखिए, 10 साल में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने कुछ नहीं किया, और ये तो उन्होंने स्वीकार कर लिया, तभी लोकसभा पहले उन्होंने मुख्यमंत्री बदला, और मुख्यमंत्री की स्थिति ये है, न वो बैनर में है खट्टर साहब जो 9.5 साल मुख्यमंत्री रहे, और न मंचों में है। उसकी हालत मतलब दूध में पड़े हुए मक्खी की तरह निकाल के उसको फेंक दिए हैं। सैनी साहब की स्थिति ये है कि सैनी साहब 6 महीने से मुख्यमंत्री हैं, विधानसभा का सामना तक नहीं कर पाए। जो लोकतंत्र का सम्मान नहीं कर सकते, जो मुख्यमंत्री अपने कार्यकाल में एक बार विधानसभा का सामना नहीं किया है, अब उसके नेतृत्व में चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं, तो समझा जा सकता क्या स्थिति है।
सर, एक हिजबुल्लाह के नेता की हत्या हुई है, महबूबा मुफ्ती ने आज रैली करने से मना कर दिया।
Justice Manmohan has been appointed as the Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court, having previously served as the acting Chief Justice since November 9th last year. His appointment is expected to bring continuity and stability to the court, following his experience in handling various significant cases during his tenure in the past.
I, Justice Manmohan,
having been appointed Chief Justice of the High Court of Delhi,
having been appointed Chief Justice of the High Court of Delhi,
do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established.
That I will uphold the sovereignty and India.
That I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India.
That I will duly and faithfully.
That I will duly and faithfully.
And to the best of my ability.
And to the best of my ability.
Knowledge and judgment perform the duties of my office.
knowledge and judgment, perform the duties of my office
without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
माननीय उपराज्यपाल महोदय, ऑनरेबल मिस्टर जस्टिस मनमोहन को दिल्ली उच्च न्यायालय के मुख्य न्यायाधीश के रूप में पदभार ग्रहण करने पर उन्हें बुके भेंट कर उनका अभिनंदन करेंगे। माननीय उपराज्यपाल महोदय। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री दिल्ली श्रीमती आतिशी भी ऑनरेबल चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट ऑनरेबल मिस्टर जस्टिस मनमोहन को बुके भेंट कर उनका अभिनंदन करेंगे। धन्यवाद।
I would like to seek permission of Honorable Lieutenant Governor to formally close the proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the national anthem.
The SIT's investigation into the alleged use of adulterated ghee during the preparation of the Tirupati Laddu Prasadam is ongoing for a second day, viewers. Led by Guntur's Range IG Sarvesh Tripathi. The team has formed 3 subgroups to examine the complaints from the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam's TTD's procurement GM and review the roles of the TTD officials. One team will now visit the AR Foods in Tamil Nadu, while another will assess the laddu production methods at Tirumala. A third group will further investigate the agreements between TTD and AR Foods. The SIT officials also met with TTD Executive Officer J. Shamala Rao at the police guest house. Deputy Chief Minister Bhatti Vikramarka reassured that only houses in the full tank level or the FTL area are being demolished as part of the Musi River project, with no decisions being made regarding properties in the buffer zone. Speaking at a meet and greet event with the Southern California Telugu community in San Francisco, he called for the diaspora's support in developing Telangana and also urged the NRIs to invest in that region. Bhatti criticized the builders for prioritizing profit over the welfare of the poor and emphasized the government's responsibility to protect the lives and their property, committing to preserve water bodies for future generations. Take a look.
కబ్జా చేసేసి ఇల్లు కట్టేసి సో పార్క్స్ అనేది లేకుండా పోతాం. మీ అందరికి తెలిసిందే ఈ ఫ్లడ్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు లేక్స్ మిగతా వ్యవస్థ లేకపోతే ఎలా మునిగిపోతున్నాయి కూడా విజయవాడ నగరాన్ని కూడా చూశారు. సో ఈ హైడ్రా అనేది చెరువులో FTL లెవెల్ ఫుల్ ట్యాంక్ లెవెల్లో ఇల్లు ఎవరైతే కట్టుకున్నారో బఫర్ జోన్ జోలికి కూడా పోలేదు. బఫర్ జోన్ అనేది కూడా ఉంటుంది, అక్కడ కూడా పోలేదు. కేవలం FTL అంటే ఫుల్ ట్యాంక్ లెవెల్లో ఆ కెపాసిటీలో ఎవరైతే ఇప్పుడు ఇల్లు కట్టుకుంటున్నారో వాటిని ఇప్పుడు కూడా ఆపకపోతే భవిష్యత్తులో చెరువు అనేది కనపడుతుంది హైదరాబాద్కి. అది హైదరాబాద్ నగరానికే ప్రాణాంతకంగా మారుతుంది. అందుకోసం వాటిని ముందు తీసుకొని పోతాం. చేసే కార్యక్రమంలో భాగంగా సరే అక్కడ పేదవాళ్ళు ఉండొచ్చు, లేకపోతే ఇంకోళ్ళు ఉండొచ్చు, లేకపోతే పేదవాళ్ళని అడ్డం పెట్టి ఇంకెవరో బిల్డర్స్ కట్టి వీళ్ళ ముఖం.
In the meantime, the police have arrested 2 individuals near BJP MLA Raja Singh's residence in Ghosh Mahal, who were found to be suspiciously surveying that area. The locals apprehended Sheikh Ismail and Sheikh Khaja and questioned them, leading to the discovery that they were allegedly conducting a reconnaissance on the MLA's home. The local police were then alerted and they quickly arrived at the scene, taking the suspects into immediate custody for further questioning. The reports have also indicated that the 2 men's mobile phones contained photos of Raja Singh, firearms and bullets, prompting the investigators to further consider the possibility of a planned attack on the MLA. Finally, here's something to wrap up your Sunday with. Not very cheerful, I'm afraid, but definitely worth your time and attention. Today happens to be the World Heart Day, created by the World Heart Federation, aiming at informing people around the globe that CVD or cardiovascular disease, which includes heart disease and stroke, is the world's leading cause of death, claiming 17.3 million lives each year, and highlights the actions that individuals can take to prevent and control such diseases. But I would begin with a question first. What is the leading cause of death in our world, viewers? Not guns or tanks, not wars or famines. It's heart disease. It killed over 20 million people in 2022, and this is a global data. If you look country-wise, then some are worse off than the others, like Russia. Here, heart disease has accounted for 46% of the deaths. In India, the figure was close to 28%, while in the US, 20%. But overall, every country has got its ailing hearts, and their numbers are just going up. We are talking about a 60% jump in the last 3 decades. If that sounds bad, viewers, wait for what's coming next. 80% of all the cases of cardiovascular disease are preventable. So why aren't we doing something about it? Our next report tells you exactly that. This is the human heart, viewers. The visuals that you are watching right on my side, that's the human heart. It is our most important muscle. It is also our strongest one. It is only the size of our fist, but it pumps about 5 liters of blood through our system every minute. That's about 7,000 or even more liters of blood per day. Quite the workload, right? That's why the heart takes a beating over its lifetime. And if we don't treat it right, or if it suffers from a pre-existing condition, then it can grow weaker. Over time, the heart's functions become compromised, and that is what is known as cardiovascular disease or CVD. It is the leading cause of deaths in the world, and in 2021, more than 20 million people worldwide died due to heart disease. In 1990, that number was a little over 12 million. That is an increase of 60% globally within a span of 3 decades, viewers. So, this is clearly a global problem now. But the numbers are different for different parts of the world, obviously. For example, Russia is one of the worst hit, with 46% of its deaths occurring due to heart disease. In Europe, the number is just a little over 36%. In Southeast Asia, heart disease kills 4 million people every year, viewers. That's nearly 1/3 of all their deaths. What about India, our very own land? Here, heart disease accounts for more than 28% of all the deaths, and in the US, 1 out of every 5 people die due to cardiovascular problems. In the next 30 odd years or so, viewers, don't be surprised. These cases could jump by 30%, and the increase in deaths by heart problems is now a growing fear globally. The question is why? Why? Cardiovascular diseases are more common among adults than in the younger people, and the world is aging. By 2025, that's next year, 1 in 6 people in the world will be over 65 years of age. That's nearly double than the number of aged people today. So heart diseases have more people to prey on. Also, think about pre-existing conditions behind the risk of heart disease. Things like high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, all of these are on the rise simultaneously. Worldwide, obesity has nearly tripled since 1975, and diabetes has quadrupled. Also, let's not forget about the dangers of smoking and drinking. It increases the risk of heart disease by about 4 times, and over 22% of the population uses tobacco. All of these conditions are often developed at a younger age. So as people get older, the risks of heart disease also increase. But guess what? There's a silver lining. 80% of all cardiovascular diseases are preventable, only if we do our part, like exercising, eating healthy, and not smoking. Simple things can do wonders for our body. Our governments can do their part too. For example, the World Health Organization says they should spend at least 5% of their GDP to bring down the cardiovascular death rates. But countries often don't hit the mark. The fact is, investing in healthcare saves lives. The evidence is indisputable. So it's time the world takes better care of its hearts. Take a look at this special report.
Exposed by the tear, forming a clot. The clot can completely block the blood supply downstream to the heart. Within a few minutes, muscle cells in the heart begin to die. This is a heart attack. The heart keeps beating but starts to lose its normal rhythm. If a larger part of the heart is affected, it can stop beating entirely. This is called cardiac arrest. Despite common misconceptions, a guy grabbing his chest and falling to the ground is not the typical presentation of a heart attack. Some people do experience the classic Hollywood heart attack, but the truth is, the symptoms of a heart attack can be much more subtle. Many heart attacks begin with only mild discomfort in the chest that intensifies over time. Other symptoms include pain in one or both arms, the neck, or the abdomen. Shortness of breath may accompany the pain, along with unexplained sweating. Time is critical in treating a heart attack. The condition can be totally reversible if diagnosed and treated early. Irreversible damage begins within 30 minutes of blockage. Like all other tissues in the body, the heart muscle needs oxygen-rich blood to function. The coronary arteries, which are wrapped around the heart, fill that need. In some conditions, fat can build up along the walls of the coronary arteries, reducing the supply of oxygen to the heart muscle. This buildup is called atherosclerosis. The three major risk factors of atherosclerosis are high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and smoking. This plaque can tear, causing the body's emergency repair system to rally. Blood components called platelets stick to the fat that is now exposed by the tear, forming a clot. The clot can completely block the blood supply downstream to the heart. Within a few minutes, muscle cells in the heart begin to die. This is a heart attack. The heart keeps beating but starts to lose its normal rhythm. If a larger part of the heart is affected, it can stop beating entirely. This is called cardiac arrest. Despite common misconceptions, a guy grabbing his chest and falling to the ground is not the typical presentation of a heart attack. Some people do experience the classic Hollywood heart attack, but the truth is, the symptoms of a heart attack can be much more subtle. Many heart attacks begin with only mild discomfort in the chest that intensifies over time. Other symptoms include pain in one or both arms, the neck, or the abdomen. Shortness of breath may accompany the pain, along with unexplained sweating. Time is critical in treating a heart attack. The condition can be totally reversible if diagnosed and treated early. Irreversible damage begins within 30 minutes of block.
Well, viewers, that brings us to the close of this special edition of Primetime News Hour with me, Anukriti Sharma. Keep watching CVR English for more news and updates.